So the first thing that we need to talk about with fractional exponents is exactly what they are. We've dealt with exponents before. It's just now the exponents, instead of it being something squared, is now going to be to the 1/2 power or something like that. We're going to rewrite these fractional exponents as radicals. We're going to see exactly how to do that, and we're going to see that on the first page. This first page of notes, make sure that you copy out a few examples so that you can see the general pattern that's going on. What I want you to do, and I'm doing it along with you, is plug these numbers into the calculator. So for the first one, it says 9 to the 1/2 power. In order to do this, you're going to want to click the 9, the little caret symbol that's directly above the division sign, and then you can just type in 1 divided by 2. Now, in some of your calculators, it will make it a fraction, and some it won't. It should work nonetheless, and we get that this is equal to 3. And this entire first column here, what I'm hoping you realize is that if you take something to the 1/2 power, all you're doing is finding the square root. So you don't even need to plug this one in. 25 to the 1/2 power is just 5. 49 to the 1/2 power is 7. So in general, something to the 1/2 power is the same exact thing as taking the square root. Okay, well that takes us now to the second column. We'll fly through this a little bit quicker. 8 to the 1/3 power. If you plug that in using the same 8 caret symbol 1/3, you're going to get that's 2. And 27 to the 1/3 power is just a cube root. That's 3. 125 to the 1/3 is 5. Giving us the general rule that we're finding the cube root, and so on and so forth. And then we can make that, leap for the last column. It's the 4th root, and that looks like this. So g to the 1/4 is the same thing as the 4th root. Same as the cube root and the square root. We have all these different roots. So essentially what we are figuring out, and we're going to switch to the next page. What we're essentially figuring out is that a radical can be rewritten as a fractional exponent. We're going to see that here in a second. So this radical 6, we see that this is under a square root. And a square root, as we just kind of figured out on the previous page, is simply a 1/2 as your exponent. And that would be our answer for this first example. I guess example 14. For the next example, we see something slightly different. We see that it's under a 4th root, yes, but it's a 7 cubed underneath. This is introducing a new concept, and what we see here is that the 7 is our base, but instead of it being a 1/4 as the exponent, we have to make it a 3/4 because that 7 already has a cubed on it. So if we go to the next one, we see that it's x. It's x underneath of the radical. The x is already being raised to the 4th power. And to be honest, I can't quite see what the root is. It's a little bit blurry as it's written. Let me try to blow that up here. Well, that didn't work. But what we can see is that it's x to the 4 over, we're going to call that a 5, that's, I think, what it is. So it's x to the 4/5 power. Essentially, all we do is we take the variable or the number underneath the radical, raise it to the power that it has already, so the 7 already had a cube, and then we put that over top of the type of root we have. Now, the one last thing I want to leave you with is just one of the examples in here. That example is going to be number 18. I just want us to remember our radical rules and then our exponent rules. On the top, it's a 4th root of x cubed. The x is cubed, and it's under the 4th root, so it's x to the 3/4. This is over top. Well, on the bottom, it's the square root of x, meaning it's x, square root means 1/2. As we had in our problem of the day yesterday, the test prep question, we subtract our exponents when we are dividing. So x to the 3/4 divided by x to the 1/2, we just simply take 3/4 minus 1/2, and we do in fact get 1/4. Okay? Now, I understand that I am not here. However, I would like you to continue trying this new concept. If you are struggling with it, please let me know on Monday when I'm back. But hopefully this video helped kind of show you the process we're going to follow. And then, of course, we can review it, go through it again on Monday.